Hi everyone, it is Monday night and we are doing leftover mashed potatoes with beef stew and pickles. So that is what we are having for dinner for Monday night, starting the week off with leftovers. Tuesday, and I am fixing up some potato soup, homemade potato soup. I have my potatoes ready, and then over here in this bowl I have onions, parsnips, garlic, and a lot of carrots, and then a red pepper down there, and I'm going to throw that in here. And what I have in here is a couple weeks ago when we had ribs, I just put 2 of the little pork riblets in the freezer, and right now I'm making just kind of like a stock, and then I'm going to take these out and just cut them into little pieces. And so I'm making my stock, and then, you know, I had a huge pack of the pork riblets, and I always take at least 1 or 2 of the riblets out and freeze them for soup, and then that way I don't have to use beef stock or chicken stock or anything like that out of a can. I'm just making my own stock and making my homemade soup. Lucas, my 5-year-old, actually asked for it, and of course with his homemade soup, he has to have homemade bread because he loves to dunk it in. And I use 3 cups of white flour and then 1 cup of whole wheat flour. I eventually want to get the recipe from my bread machine for the gluten-free and start on that and making homemade gluten-free bread. And then I will add this tomato sauce in here, and I'm not going to use cornstarch or flour or anything to thicken it. I'm going to add the tomato sauce, and then I'm going to add a little bit of sour cream at the end, and I'll show you guys how I put it all together. And then I have water boiling because I'm going to make pasta Alfredo because I have that pack of mushrooms that I got in my haul, and I'm going to just use mushrooms with the broccoli. I don't have any chicken thawed out, and that's fine. So they'll just have Alfredo with mushrooms and broccoli. Okay, I'll show you guys when it's all put together. It smells delicious in here. Oh my goodness, it's smelling good, and the bread is making it smell good. Yeah, it's very cold and nasty outside, so this is comfort food all the way. I just took some of the broth from the soup. See, I put the tomato paste so it's nice and red, and I just let it cool down, and I just took some sour cream, and I'm going to mix it all together because if I put the sour cream straight into the hot boiling soup, it'll just split. So I'll keep mixing and getting all the lumps out, and at the end I'll put that over, and it just gives it a little bit of tanginess, a little bit of, you know, whiter color. I want to show you guys. It's smelling so good. I have a ton of vegetables in here and the carrots, and then I just cut the little riblets into pieces. I'll take the bay leaves out at the end, but it's almost done. I just put the potatoes in. They'll get nice and soft, and then I'll throw in the sour cream, and then I like to garnish it with parsley and dill, and I always have these frozen in my freezer, so I chop that up and I'll put that on top. Then my sauce here is done, and I didn't have any chicken. I just used a jar of the Alfredo sauce, put lots of pepper, lots of fresh garlic, broccoli, some peas, and the mushrooms, and I sauteed the mushrooms and got them nice and golden brown. They smell delicious. And then I have my pasta there, and then the bread is gonna be done by the time the kids come home from school. So that's what's going on. It's still Tuesday, and I have 2 of these in the freezer. I got them around Thanksgiving when they were 99 cents a box, limit of 4. We had already used 2, so I'm gonna put 1 of these in the oven also to have for dinner. Okay guys, this is Tuesday's dinner. The bread is still a little bit warm, so I'm gonna wait just a little bit, a few more minutes before I cut it. And then there's the pasta with the mushrooms, broccoli, and Alfredo sauce. The soup turned out absolutely delicious, and I'm gonna have some, I'm gonna have my soup with these pickled peppers. My mom pickled them, they're delicious. I'm not having the pasta and the Alfredo sauce. I'm just gonna have soup with that and bread, and then this is the pie for dessert. So all in all, I used up a bunch of stuff from the pantry, from the freezer, and yeah, pretty happy with how it turned out. See you guys tomorrow for what's for dinner. Hi everyone, it is Wednesday night, and for dinner we are having leftovers. We have plenty of pasta, we have some of the sauce, and then the soup. And then in my crock pot, I just had those 2 bags of Great Northern white beans that I bought from Winco, and I'm just gonna get those cooked up and then portioned out and put in the freezer. So that's what's going on over there. But that is what is happening for dinner, just leftovers tonight. Very, very simple. Hi everyone, it is Thursday, and today I made stuffed bell peppers with taco meat and rice and a little bit of cheese. And I already had one, it's delicious. And then I have the sausages that I had in the oven. And then for the kids, I'm thawing out these fish sticks and these veggie tots. And we're gonna throw those in the air fryer. There's one burger patty, somebody will have that. I'll show you guys when it's all. Alright, so this is Thursday's dinner. We have one of those sausages that I put in the oven, the bell pepper stuffed with meat, cheese, and rice, a side salad, and then the kids' veggie tots are going in there, and then the fish sticks. Corn veggie tots turned out really good. They're crunchy on the outside and nice and moist on the inside. I'm gonna put the fish sticks in, and then the kids also wanted some waffle cup French fries, so I'll do those in the air fryer as well. And that is gonna wrap up what we have for dinner on Thursday. Hi everyone, it is Friday, yay! And it is dinner time. I just have this bag salad with a little bit of ranch, and then I cooked up 2 of these side dishes, rice, right there. I actually have the little ones plates with rice, salad, and chicken. Then I just did chicken thighs, organic chicken thighs from Costco in the air fryer, and they turned out delicious. Very crispy on the outside. I don't know if you can hear it. And then very moist and juicy on the inside because I cut into it to see if it's done. And I just had it on the in the air fryer for 25 minutes at 380. Okay, you guys, I hope you guys enjoy what's for dinner on Friday, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Hi everyone, happy Saturday. What I'm doing here is just like a little spaghetti bake. You can see here I have some of the old regular noodles and then some of the gluten-free noodles. I just mixed them up. I used up all the other ones, so now we're on gluten-free noodles 100%. And then I just put a little bit of butter. I boiled these. I put a little bit of butter and a little bit of this Parmesan cheese. And then I used the Costco meatballs that come already pre-made, and this is for something else and I'll show you guys. But I used these meatballs. I had an onion, so I sauteed the onion with the meatballs, and then I threw in garlic, a jar of the garden vegetable pasta sauce. I added a lot more dried basil, dried oregano, pink Himalayan sea salt, pepper, and that's about it. So I'm gonna throw this on top with the meatballs onto my little casserole with cheese and pop it in the oven. I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna pop it in the oven at 350 just till the cheese gets nice and melted because everything is already fully cooked. And that's it. That's what the kids are gonna have for dinner. Hopefully we'll have leftovers. If not, we'll figure something else for tomorrow. But I'm also gonna make a zuppa toscana with a little twist. So I'll show you guys what I do. All right, so for my zuppa toscana, I wanted to show you guys before I start cooking that. I went to my friend's house yesterday for a play date, and her sister-in-law gave her a bunch of eggs from her chicken, so I got gifted some eggs. And then she also gifted me these whipping cream. She was gonna make some kind of dessert with them, and she said she's not gonna make them and they need to be used up. She was gonna toss them out, and I said, oh, I'll take them, I'll use them up. So I'm gonna use one of these for the heavy for the zuppa toscana. And then I also took out 2 jars of my homemade chicken stock to use for the soup. I'm using half of this bacon because it's plenty. We just want the flavor. And then I'm using garlic. And then I do not have Italian sausage, but I wanted to use that heavy whipping cream and make the soup. So I'm gonna substitute, I'm not using all these meatballs, but I'm gonna use Italian meatballs, just chop them up. I'm sure it'll be delicious. I have my onion, and then I have frozen kale from last time I made the zuppa toscana. I didn't use that humongous bag, so it's frozen, and I'm sure it'll work out just fine. So I'm gonna get that going, and then I'll show you guys when it all comes together and tell you guys how it tastes. I forgot to show you guys for the zuppa toscana, I have 3 different types of potatoes. My husband peeled these. I had some russet potatoes. I had like 3 or 4 of the golden potatoes, and then I also used some of these that I bought yesterday, the red potatoes. But in the spirit of using everything up, I'm sure it'll be just fine. And that's the nice thing about a soup is you can use frozen stuff, you can use different kinds of potatoes, and it still tastes good. And I definitely didn't want to go to the store to get, because I like to use the golden potatoes usually for this, but I didn't want to go to the store to get those or the sausage because I went over my budget yesterday. If anyone saw my grocery haul, by $5.62, I think. So yeah, we're just gonna use what we have. And then nothing but spaghetti, how it turned out, nice and bubbly and delicious. And then these are the meatballs that are left over after I use them for the zuppa toscana, and that's coming to a simmer. I got my chicken stock going, and it's turning out, it's smelling good, right, Emma? Mm-hmm. So I thawed out some rolls, and I'm gonna make garlic bread. My zuppa toscana is starting to go to a boil, and I have a stick of butter in there with some garlic powder, oregano leaves. You guys can see I use the same spices. Basil leaves, pepper and salt. And I'm gonna melt that and just brush the rolls and then pop them in the oven so they get nice and golden brown and crispy, and that is gonna be garlic bread. Okay guys, so here is the zuppa toscana with the Italian meatballs. I tasted it. It still has the same flavor concept. The texture is just a little bit different because it's not the Italian sausage, but it's still delicious. There's the garlic bread. I have a huge pot of this. I had plenty of frozen kale. And I want to show you guys, I still have lots of frozen kale left, and it turned out just fine, even though it wasn't fresh in the soup. So very good. This is gonna wrap up what's for dinner on Saturday. See you guys tomorrow. So it is Sunday and we are having leftovers. We're gonna have some zuppa toscana, leftover garlic bread. We're having it with pickles. My husband's having it with sauerkraut and a little olive oil, and the kids are having leftover spaghettis. That's gonna wrap up another week of what's for dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for what's for dinner.